Hello again, everyone. Age of Dune here, and we're back in another League of Legends Shoutcast. This particular game is actually, amusingly, my second attempt at casting this game. Apparently, updating League of Legends is a good idea before casting a game. Who knew? Who knew? Yeah. Once I got into the game before, it was the same game, but because it was on the newer one, anytime the announcers come up, it came up with the string that they encoded it in. So it was, instead of announcement, it was welcomes _ summoners _ rift _ announcement or something. And all of the melee minions were super minions, which is really, really kind of confusing. Nice gold card there. LustBoy is the guy that I came into this match for. This is him right here, able to get out of that with no problem whatsoever. This is TSM's new support. He replaced Glebe about a week ago now, I believe. And I haven't been able to find games on him until now. For one thing, he did just join NA. Came from Korea, so obviously he had to get placed. And there is a LustBoy in Diamond 1 when I lol-kinged LustBoy. There is a Diamond 1 Diamond 1 account for that. But it's been in Diamond 1 for quite some time. Which, given the fact that LustBoy just joined NA, I find highly suspect. So I'm reasonably certain that is not actually LustBoy. And I ended up finding this account because I went through WildTurtle's list and figured out, I just looked for somebody he was duo-queued with. Or it appeared that he was duo-queued with. Multiple games in a row. And especially if it has Lust in the name, which this one does indeed have. I figured it was very likely to be the one. When I looked on, one of those websites that actually lists who players are, it actually didn't even list this account. It listed some other account that's Platinum 2. Wow. So, looks like the Maokai is actually leaving this. There we go. Rengar secures blue buff, but he goes down to Nidalee. That is an early first blood for Nidalee there, and she's coming to lane with blue buff. Honestly, I don't feel like Maokai should have left there. I feel like that may have been a little bit of a bad idea, and he's actually going to be paying for it. His jungler already paid for it, but he's going to pay for it because he's going to take blue buff Nidalee. And, that means she's going to be spamming the crap out of heals. She is already level 2 because she just got a kill. And all in all, this is about to get really nasty for Xpecial. Yeah, just look at that. She is already just dominating him. And he's going to have to just be super cautious now, dodging those hits. She did take a tower hit there, which is good for him. But she's also got that heal. So, or does she have that heal? She does not have heal yet. She doesn't have heal yet, so that's definitely a good thing for him. But once she does get that heal, of course, she's going to be able to heal back all that damage. And we're going to see a much more difficult time for him. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at the players here. We've got up top XDG Proof. I would imagine this is actually a member of XDG now. I'm not altogether certain because I haven't followed them all that much since they got kicked out of the LCS. She's going to be playing the Nidalee versus Curse Xpecial, playing the Maokai. Obviously, almost everybody knows Xpecial. This is Curse's support. Used to be TSM support. They were forced to part ways due to some sort of personality conflicts between, I guess, the entire team and Xpecial or something. I'm not sure. But they were able to find him a place in Curse, and he's been their support ever since. And honestly, I've been pretty impressed with how they've been doing so far. Obviously it hadn't been the greatest. They're for Curse, I've been impressed, which is kind of a mean thing to say, but at the same time, they really haven't done that well this season. So I feel like they've been doing better now, but they're still not doing very well. But we do actually have, it looks like a gank coming in here from the Elise, coming into Xpecial. There's a big minion wave here. She misses her stun, though. So that's going to help a lot. She goes up, though, and Nidalee's now taking the tower. Going to be forced to die. Xpecial does go down, however. The kill, oh my gosh, really? Okay, so that puts them back into this as, yeah, that was a double kill there. I didn't even notice that Elise was taking the damage again. Nidalee's taking the tower damage there. Elise goes back in, does not finish him off with that hit. The kill comes in from Nidalee, that one auto attack from the tower plus the minions there were enough to go ahead and secure the kill there on Elise as well. So that gank turned into a double kill. We've got a bit of a fight coming down here. LustBoy trying his best to get out of this. Looks like he's actually going to be okay as they turned around. Kog'Maw's trying to chase down LustBoy, first forced to walk away. WildTurtle's doing quite a bit there to the Alistar. Gonna get the kill there, but he actually took a lot of damage from the tower. He's getting low. The heal did come out from Nami to keep him alive a little longer, but unfortunately not quite enough to save him. Fortunately, though, for them, LustBoy actually did survive this. So it ended up working out okay for them. It was a 1-for-1. Definitely not exactly what you want to see, but not the worst thing in the world either. Alright, we've got the return up here of X Special. He's in plays. Let's go ahead and take a look down here at the mid lane. We've got Chunky Fresh. Ooh, did not manage to wind wall that. Otherwise, he would have been okay. Rengar comes in, though, secures that kill, and avenges his ally. So that is Chunky Fresh on Yasuo versus Navitar playing the Twisted Fate. Down in the bot lane, we've got WildTurtle playing Tristana versus From Lomo Street, which is also from Maple Street from Velocity, for anybody who did not already know that. He's playing the Kog'Maw there. Duel coming out up here. Special still coming out a little behind, but not terribly. Alright, the supports, we've got Nami, played by, as I mentioned before, LustBoy, versus Dodo8, playing the Alistar. Ooh, Rengar, you better watch out. But Yasuo's coming in, Elise jumps up, she's going to be able to get out of this, and it's not going to be too big of a deal at all. Alright, so Doom Trobo, playing the Rengar, versus Locometritis, yes. Nice bubble there, landing onto the From Lomo Street, making sure that he's not able to get too much damage, although he actually is able to rip them apart right there. You gotta watch out, but the heal comes out from LustBoy, and he's gonna be okay. But yeah, that is Elise, played by the Locometritis 46. Ooh, Alistar lands the combo there. LustBoy taking quite a bit of damage. Out comes that TF teleport. The card was it not locked in? What was that? What was that? Okay, there it is. He's walking down. He's not logging in a card yet. He comes out, does a single auto attack, and walks off. I guess he just kind of forgot that you need to lock in cards first. But either way, ended up not being so good for him. Had he got the stun off, it really wouldn't have mattered too much because Tristana was able to jump out anyway. But it would have given it a little bit of extra damage. They appear to be wanting to do a 4-man gank down here. Yasuo's coming down. He's going to run across the... Twisted Fate. Not going to be too big of a deal. And both teams are going to converge onto these pink wards here. They both know they're there. And there we go. Rengar gets hit by a stun. No big deal, though. Special versus Nidalee going at it again. And actually, Special is the one who engaged here. Ended up not really going so well for him. Nidalee's pretty darn tough. And Nidalee actually is able to pull through this. Almost dies, but almost doesn't cut it. She's able to survive this, and that is terrible news for him. And it looks like we actually have the red team coming up here to this blue buff, as it is the 7-minute mark. But Rengar's hanging around to want to go for it as well. Rengar's actually pretty darn far behind the Elise here. As a side note, I've been seeing a lot of Rengar in the LCS today. And honestly, I haven't been that impressed with him. He's now going in. He's level 4. She's level 6. And Yasuo's not able to get here, but he's actually ripping her apart. He may be able to finish this off. She jumps over to the white. And the question is, will she escape? Alistar and Kog'Maw are both on the way up here to help her. She is trying her best to stay safe here. Looks like she will actually get out of this, as Rengar was forced to back off. But that does mean that these guys are probably going to go for this dragon here, as... honestly, that's exactly what they needed to do. They forced the enemy jungler back, enemy bot lanes just kind of hanging around bot, and there's really no contest here. So they're going to be able to get this dragon for free, which is great news for them. And it should actually, yeah, it just tied up the gold there. And it's global gold, of course, so that'll help all the lanes, which is great news indeed. CS-wise, top Special's only, well, 15 behind, which isn't terrible. Still not exactly what you want, but nothing too surprising. And at the same time, from what I've seen, if Maokai makes it to late game, which he usually does, the CS isn't as important for him as he does build tank. So, I mean, tank items are usually a lot cheaper. So, yeah, he has a pretty rough early game, but he ends up making up for it late game because he's able to build it anyway, even with the limited CS he gets, and it ends up coming out just fine. A little bit of a fight going on here. Nothing too huge, though, and it looks like Elise is just going to go ahead and skedaddle. And we have another kill coming in down here from WildTurtle. They shoved this to the tower. Did LustBoy actually decide to dive this? Oh, Yasuo is here as well. There we go. Out comes that bubble from Nami landing, and that lets Yasuo go in. Yasuo just goes straight into there. And LustBoy is the only one taking damage from the tower there. Yasuo is still okay. He's got that pop-up. And he's just going to use it to go ahead and do some damage to the minions. And these guys are going to go ahead and fall back. Just kidding. WildTurtle's going for the minions to go ahead and make this Kog'Maw miss as much as possible. Meantime, Rengar and Twisted Fate are also going at it in here. Rengar's actually pretty darn low, so he needs to be careful here. And I don't know. Oh, Twisted Fate's going for the dive. He lands the gold card. Rengar says, oh, crap. And he ends up going down. It was a really good dive there from the Twisted Fate. Knew exactly what it needed to go ahead and finish off the Rengar and escape. And he was able to do it with no problem whatsoever. Rengar just, he didn't really have much of a chance there. Nothing at all. Up at the top lane, both people are actually pretty darn low. I don't know who would come out in a 1-for-1 at this point, just because... Just kidding. Apparently it's Nidalee. Had Xpecial been the one to engage, he might have been able to do it just based on what I saw before when Nidalee kicked his butt. He actually did a lot of damage up front, but he doesn't have much in the way of sustain, whereas she does. So he may have been able to burst her, but I'm not altogether certain. Rengar's now headed up here. He does not have his ult, so he's not going to be able to do anything like kill her. There's a TF ulti going for LustBoy, actually. Nice bubble comes out from LustBoy to go ahead and make sure that doesn't turn out to be anything. And TF ended up wasting his ult for absolutely nothing there. Definitely not ideal for him. Rengar forced off the tower here. This tower is going to go down. First tower kill of the game goes to Nidalee. Nicely played by her. She's actually been really strong this game. But yeah, this LCS, we've been seeing a lot of both Rengar jungle and Maokai top lane, which has been really interesting. From what I understand, Maokai top lane was played fairly recently in, I guess, EU. And that right there, I guess NA picked up on it and said, hey, let's go for this. Ooh, are they actually going to go for this? Nope. Rengar, on the other hand, was shown in Korea. One of the Korean teams played Rengar jungle there. And apparently they played it really well, but in all honesty, I've been pretty unimpressed with the NA's version of jungle Rengar. Not saying it's terrible, but it's just been very unimpressive so far. That's about it. Another gank comes in from the Elise down here in the bot lane. Didn't end up really doing much. And she's going to go ahead and get rid of this ward. So that's at least something. And she picked up a friend, so that's always cool. Nope, just kidding. He didn't want to be a friend anymore. Kog'Maw's getting pretty darn low. This is a pretty deadly team down here. WildTurtle and LustBoy. But, ooh, in goes the Alistar. LustBoy taking a lot of damage. Out comes that ulti from Nami. She manages to land the bubble, but Elise goes in. That's going to be a dead Nami. It's got to be a dead Nami, right? Yes, it is. I was right. Down she goes to the Elise. In comes Maokai, though, going for the Elise. I think Elise is going to go down. She does. Kog'Maw goes down as well to Tristana. That is going to be on a 2-for-1. That is definitely worth it there for the blue team. And that's going to help Xpecial quite a bit, because he's been having a tough time in the top lane. Now he got that assist there. Actually, a kill. And that's going to make him a lot more powerful here. Rengar going for the Alistar, getting him really low. In comes WildTurtle as well, but it is an Alistar who's ridiculously tanky. He ends up going down to WildTurtle there. That is a killing spree for WildTurtle. And these guys may end up being able to get this tower as well, as Tristana's pretty darn good at killing towers. But at the same time, not any minions here. If they stuck around, they'd die. Maokai, I can't say I agree with what he's doing there. No, she was able to steal that from him. And he actually is going to escape this. Just kidding. Kog'Maw's here. Oh, nice flash. He might actually escape this. Out comes that ulti there from Kog'Maw. TF ulti comes in as well. TF gets there slightly too late. And Maokai died, yes. But that was another wasted TF ult. In the meantime, we've got Yasuo chasing down the Nidalee. Nidalee was able to get down a tower. And she actually did escape as well. So that ended up being pretty well worth it for them. Less so for TF. He was pretty darn unhappy with the way that turned out, I believe. Because he went all the way down there with his ultimate, blew that ultimate, and got nothing for it. But even still, his team ended up doing pretty well. LustBoy here, just going to go ahead and clear out a ward. There's an MIA ping from the blue team, actually. Alistar's hanging out in that bush. He's got to watch out, as these guys are pretty nasty. And LustBoy's really good with Nami, from what I've seen. I've seen a lot of his Nami in the LCS since he joined. Honestly, Nami seems to be the one he goes to most. And I can't say I blame him. She's a really entertaining champion. She does have nerfs on the PvE, which kind of makes me sad. Actually, no, they might have gone... I think that might have been in the update. I haven't played the last update, but I think the support changes might have been in there. I don't remember. I don't remember exactly what was in that update. I think it might have been that, though. I'm not sure if that's on PvE or in the latest release, but I think it was the latest release. Either way, she's getting nerfed. Minor nerf, but still a nerf, which kind of makes me a little sad. Given the update in question, the nerf in question, I think it was just a cooldown nerf to her heal. I'm not too concerned. Ooh, here's a nice engagement. That wave rips right through. Momo Street ends up going down. Jungle goes down to the Rengar. Alistar is now trying his best to get out of this. I honestly think he's going to go down. He does go down. That is a double kill for WildTurtle. And things are looking great for the blue team here. Nidalee, in the meantime, just split pushing like mad. She gets another tower. Actually going to get an inhib tower, which is not good news for these guys. Not good news at all. And she is just split pushing like a boss. In comes LustBoy now. Not going to be able to do anything to her. And now we have the respawning Alistar. I had been following him before, so that's why it brought me back over there to him. Yeah, honestly, this Nidalee, really dangerous this game. She really ripped that Maokai apart. Honestly, it all kind of stemmed from that early attack from her on the blue buff Rengar. That really snowballed that lane out of control. Ooh, nice wind wall. Sorry, that's not gonna happen. Out comes the ultimate, and in comes Tristana. Down goes the TF. Elise is doing her best to finish off the Yasuo. He does go down, but she goes down as well. That is a double kill for Trist. That is not what you want to see. Pretty much the only saving grace here for this red team is this Nidalee of split pushing Doom. She, I believe, is the thing keeping them in this. As thanks to those 2 extra tower kills, they're actually pretty close in gold. It's gonna be widening the gap here thanks to this tower going down fairly quickly, I believe. We'll see for sure. This red buff keeps switching the tower aggro, but yeah, the tower does end up going down. Kog'Maw, however, is split pushing as well, and they may be trading 1 for 1 here. So that's gonna keep the gold lead in the... Just kidding. It's gonna keep the gold lead not so far apart, I should say. That's what it was. Yep, down goes the tower. 28 to 29.1. So 1.1k, that's honestly not too bad. A large part of that, like I was saying, is this Nidalee right here. She's 5-1-0. Elise is actually doing pretty well too, 4-3-1. But honestly, I honestly say this Nidalee is a huge part of why the red team even has a chance here. The TF finally comes out for an attack here. Out comes the teleport from Maokai. Maybe not your best idea. The Yasuo is doing his best. He's not going to get out of this. The Kog'Maw does not end up going down, and Xpecial is just doing his best to tank it up, but he's against 3 people. He ends up going down. In the meantime, Tristana and LustBoy, WildTurtle and LustBoy, are going for this tower. Alistar's here to at least somewhat defend it. He was able to shove WildTurtle back. Not going to be good enough, though. The tower goes down, but in the meantime, she's just continuing on here. What? Yeah, she's just continuing with the split push here. Rengar coming in. He's got that vision of Kog'Maw, who just disappeared. He goes for the TF instead. TF getting really low. Nice stun there. So he does manage to kill the TF, but he goes down as well. That ends up being a 1-for-1 there. And honestly, this lane went really bad there. Legendary comes out from WildTurtle as he did kill the Alistar. But in the meantime, we've still got Nidalee split pushing. She's gonna get this inhib. This is absolutely terrible news for the blue team. But on the plus side for them, now she's got a lot more places that she'll have to push. She'll have to push a lot more towers. Because now, split pushing up top, not really going to be too big of a deal. I am curious what happened there. Tristana went in onto from Maple Street, jumped over the wall, in come the Elise, stunned that Nami, and just kind of destroyed her there. She ends up going down to the Elise. Elise is now chasing down the Tristana. I don't think she's going to be able to get her. Tristana's a little bit too good at escaping, got that jump. Oh, never mind. We've got the Nidalee coming in. Nidalee says hi. Flash comes out from WildTurtle. The heal as well. Yasuo's there. In goes the Nidalee. Manages to finish off WildTurtle and gets that shutdown gold. And that is pretty darn terrible. Very terrible there. Because that is definitely going to be a big boost to Nidalee, which is exactly what you don't want. She is already dangerous. Already super dangerous. And now she's even more so. So, honestly, I'm not really sure who would be able to stop her in split pushing. Tristana might, but I'm not altogether certain. The gold total is now at 300 gold in the favor of red team. Alright, sorry, in the favor of blue team. So, they're still staying ahead, but not very far. In goes the Rengar, lands the stun there on Nidalee. Nidalee gets really low, just getting only to about a quarter health. But Rengar ends up going down to the Nidalee. And that is another kill on Nidalee's plate, and she's able to get out of this with absolutely no problem. This is a super deadly Nidalee. Playing it like a boss. Got the Trinity Force. She now has Randuin's as well. She's going to come to lane. She's going to be really deadly. I'm honestly not at all sure that WildTurtle would be able to solo her at this point in time. He definitely would be able to later, but right now, I honestly don't think so. Yasuo's a little overextended here. If this gold card lands, yes it does. He does not manage to win wallet either. And now in comes the Alistar as well. Yasuo, yeah, just way too overextended there. He ends up going down. And that's giving the red team the opportunity to go and shove here. Maokai is just kind of splitting up here, trying his best to keep these minions away. And in the meantime, his team's having a hard time. Tristana ends up going down. What exactly happens there? Go ahead. Okay, so there we go. There's a ward there. I have a feeling he probably gets stunned. Yep, gets hit there by the stun. In goes the Alistar. Yep, the Pulverize comes out. The Nami ult comes out as well. But WildTurtle is stunned for so long, gets punted by the Alistar, and they were able to just destroy WildTurtle before he could react at all. Teleport comes out from the TF. Finally going to be able to use that to effect. Down goes LustBoy as well, and the red team are continuing to shove this. Down goes that Rengar. This is pretty much the Rengar I've been seeing in the LCS. Yeah, not looking so good. This tower is going to go down as well. Nidalee is doing her best to solo down the Maokai, which, of course, is very effective indeed. Down goes Maokai, and that is a Baron call there for the red team. And honestly, I can't say I blame them, because the blue team has nobody up right now. Rengar level 11 versus level 13 Elise. 3 levels behind. Not terrible, but definitely not good either. Bad. Not terrible. This is indeed going to be a free Baron, and now the red team is 100% in control of the gold lead here. It is now a 3k gold lead, whereas, you know, for a while, blue team had that gold lead, but they managed to go ahead and slowly lose that gold lead, and now it's 100% lost. LustBoy and WildTurtle going for this dragon, and Nidalee's there. Ward comes out, so that they will see Nidalee if she decides to go. What is that? Okay, that's the Lux one. Okay, and they're going for the dragon now. Elise and Nidalee are coming down here. Force them to back off, but I think it might be a little too late. Yeah, WildTurtle going down. No, just kidding. That nice bubble from LustBoy keeps WildTurtle alive. Rengar forced to run. He's getting really low here. Stun does not land from Elise, who's now turning around to go back for that dragon. And so on the plus side for the blue team, nobody died. On the minus side, they did not get the dragon, and the red team is now getting the dragon. Yasuo is split pushing top. He's going to be able to get this tower, I believe. If not this wave, then the next wave. But still, trading a tower for a dragon at this stage in the game, not really so great, especially since it is this tower. If it was a mid tower, then it might actually be okay. But red team is now converging on this turret as well, And they're going to completely offset any gold gains they might have had from this. So that is definitely putting them, widening that gap again. Rengar's hanging out, getting this blue buff, interestingly. I guess at the same time, it's not like, just kidding, he's going to go down. About to say, not like his mid laner needs it, but unfortunately for him, that TF ulti there got TF into place to go ahead and grab that, and that is the second time Rengar has died at blue buff. First time was at level 1, which hurt like crazy. Yeah, again, I honestly believe if it wasn't for this Nidalee, Red Team probably would have lost a while ago. I think she kept them in this with her ridiculously amazing split pushing there. And she was just able to keep Xpecial shut down so hard in this game that they didn't really have much of a choice. She's now getting another inhib. They managed to fend off this inhib, but again, she's split pushing, got that inhib. TF was able to get the mid lane, and in the meantime, they're still not getting kills here as Kog'Maw was able to take down the Rengar. So, for all that they were down here losing their towers, they're still coming out behind down here because some of them fell back. And they managed to take down the Alistar, but that's exactly what you don't care about because he's just the support. Nice flat jump out there from WildTurtle. Trying his best to finish off the Nidalee. I don't think it's going to happen though. Nidalee's a little bit too strong. Nidalee jumps in, down goes WildTurtle. And I think this might be game. They're going to take down this inhib. Yep, it's down. Nice bubble there. Doesn't matter, the surrender comes out, and that is indeed game. Wow, so that's going to be the end of this game. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good night.